Did you know Miss Villa is a mermaid?
Really? My babushka said that they eat humans.
It can't be. Miss Villa doesn't have a fishy tail.
Maybe she made a deal with a witch.
I did. And the price was to be your teacher.
Imagine a place where the familiar roads of a home are blanketed in snow, where red ribbons that once guided you back have disappeared under a cold, silent white. This is Rayashki.
Rayashki is a town on an island near the North Pole.
A place Vila and a group of children once called home.
Peaceful and free from strife.
A place that now, like many things in life, seems lost to time and circumstances. To the storm. But this story is more than just a tale of a town covered in snow. It's about survival, identity, and the powerful bond between people searching for their way home. For those of you who don't know Reverse 1999, Vila might seem like an ordinary young woman. But for us who are familiar with Arcanum, it's clear that Vila isn't your ordinary human. Vila is part of the Rysulka bloodline, a lesser-known branch of merfolk. Historically, the Rysulka have kept their distance from human society, only starting to blend in during the mid-20th century. Vila is a product of this rare intersection, a being with mostly human traits yet deeply connected to the water. Vila's story is unusual for her kind. Born and raised among humans, her life has been shaped by learning and laboring on land, something that defies centuries of Rysulka tradition. This divergence didn't sit well with her tribe's people. In an effort to reclaim her, they attempted a ritual known as the baptism, designed to cleanse her of what they saw as human pollution. It was their way of reintroducing Vila to the ancient Rysulka ways, but it speaks to the tension between tradition and her human upbringing, a conflict that defines much of her existence. Vila found it hard to live with humans at first due to being half Rysulka and the bloody history between them and humans. She also didn't believe that she belonged with the Rysulka due to her half-human blood. That's when she found Rayashki. From the very beginning, Vila finds herself navigating through a world filled with obstacles. In one moment, she's waiting for answers about her home. In the next, she's negotiating with Foundation staff, trying to secure a spot for the children in her care. Her presence, despite the setbacks, demonstrate the first lesson we can learn from this story: resilience. In the face of an unknown future, Vila doesn't waver. She adapts, she negotiates, and she pushes forward.
I might be wrong, but history is a long lesson in learning what is right through being unafraid to be wrong.
Sadly, we don't have time for trial and error.
In the main story event, Rayashki was running out of ore, which was their main resource. Not only was the ore running out, but the mines were getting progressively dangerous, so the mines had to be closed off. Zeno didn't see much value in Rayashki due to its dwindling resources, so they gave the people of Rayashki two options.
Generous? Now that's ridiculous. We won't let you take away our family and friends, nor we're about to let you turn our town into a puppet state.
At the time, it seemed like there was no hope for Rayashki, so it made Zeno's options seem like the only options, which we know was not true. However, instead of deciding to buckle or yield to the cruelty of this world, Vila decided to fight for Rayashki. Vila still had hope. Just like Vila, we're often forced to endure without knowing if we'll succeed. There are many times when I felt like taking a chance at something can be a big mistake. Growing up and being an adult just welcomes situations like this regularly, and sometimes resilience is your only option. That's why I choose to believe that hard moments are purposefully preparing me for something more promising in the future. Rather than crumbling under the pressure, I believe it's important to learn to push through it. But resilience alone is not enough. Vila is also grappling with a deeper conflict, her own identity.
What you're looking at is not some skin problem, but my past. My past as a Rusalka.
Rusalka? You mean the mermaid from folklore?
My people used to live in a far secluded place in the north, away from the humans. For hundreds of years, there was only hostility, plunder, and slaughter between us and them. We only started to learn more about each other in the last few decades, and then I was born. It It's been a hard life growing up within human society, but I've become used to it. Still, some things never got easier. Most humans still thought I was a freak. They welcomed me with mocking, sarcasm, and contempt for my people, my heritage. As for the Rusalki, they too found a half-blooded mermaid unacceptable. They didn't approve of my living among the humans, forcing me to live as a fugitive in Moscow and St. Petersburg. They tried to catch me by every means possible, so they could wash away the stain they saw in me.
That sounds very difficult.
Humans have stigmatized and hunted the Rusalki for centuries, while Rusalki still have the instinct to attack and plunder human ships even now. How are they supposed to make peace in such little time? That was what I thought years ago. Then I came to this town.
She's been accused of betrayal, called a half-blood, and shunned by her kin. In many ways, this can mirror our own lives. How often do we find ourselves questioning our worth when others criticize or label us? I know I have. Vila's story reminds us that identity can be fragile, but it is also ours to define. Despite Samo Diva's accusations, Vila stands her ground, knowing that her value is not determined by others, but by her actions. Her strength lies in embracing who she truly is, even when the world around her seeks to diminish her. It's a powerful reminder that no one gets to define our identity except for us. The longing for home is central to Vila's journey. Rayashki to her and the children is more than just a place. It's a symbol of belonging and safety. In the main story, Vila fights to protect Rayashki because it's special to her. Not only was it a place built through perseverance and hard work, but it was also a place where she was welcomed with open arms. Vila's affiliate is also representative of her journey as a character. Her being a plant affiliate can be a representation of her longing for her identity, and how in Rayashki, she has found a place to belong and her natural calling for nurturing and caring for children and the people of Rayashki. But what happens when the idea of home is no longer tied to a physical place? As they finally return to Rayashki, covered in snow, Vila realizes her home may no longer exist in the way that she remembered. And yet, Vila's message to Avgus, that the children are the future of Rayashki, reveals an important truth. Home is not simply a place, it's the people, the memories, and the shared experiences. Even though Rayashki has changed, its spirit lives on in the people who remember it. And that's what Vila tells the children. As long as they thrive, Rayashki will never truly be lost. Just like a plant, Vila and the children will sprout, even in the harshest of conditions. Throughout the story, there's an ongoing question: what is the eternal soul? Avgus wonders if it protects Vila, but Vila's answer is simple and profound. The idea of an eternal soul represents the human desire for something that will keep us safe, something we can cling to in times of fear. As mentioned in Vila's healing skill, Wordless Song, we can be used to paint on a canvas that is our world. Perhaps not a tangible tool, but the warmth generated between our hands. The only protection we have is our own strength and the communities we build. In their dire circumstances, when resources are scarce and the future is uncertain, the children continue to create. They turn paper into planes, transforming a limited resource into symbols of hope and imagination. Even in the darkest times, creativity and hope are powerful tools. Like the children making paper planes, we can find light in the smallest of things, even when everything seems bleak. This is perhaps the most inspiring lesson of all. No matter the challenge, human imagination allows us to dream of a better future. So what do we learn from Vila's journey? We learn that resilience in the face of uncertainty is vital. We learn that our identity is ours to define, even when others seek to diminish it. And most importantly, we learn that home is not a place, but the people and memories we carry with us. Rayashki survived through the help of everyone working together, and the resilience through the adversary. Vila's inheritance, us, helps provide help to her allies, as we can provide for each other. Vila teaches us that together, we can survive through the toughest of situations and through the coldest of seasons in life. In the end, Vila's story is not just about survival, but it's about thriving, even when the road home seems impossible to find.
Make sure to check out Fructose Tolerant for Winsong's video essay. Thank you for watching.